It's us. What up?
Him.
There he is. It's him. It's us. It's them. What's up?
What's up, man?
Chris? Chilling, man. Good to have you on the show, Mr.
Thank you.
MrKrispyPant.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, welcome to Saltier Podcast, episode number 4080. Whichever one this is. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsor, that'd be Voodoo Ranger. I am drinking on their new Belgium Mountain Time lager right now.
Ooh.
I
have their Atomic Pumpkin. I'm still working through the 6-pack or whatever numbers in there.
Those are pretty spicy. Actually, we actually got some of those last week, and we've just been slowly savoring them and working on them.
Oh, you've been savoring them?
Yes. That's the stuff where it comes from. I take my time with certain things to the point where it gets played out, but I'm still taking my time with it, even though I know it's played out. Thank you to the show. Am I leaving out any of our other usual intro stuff there, Sage Bell? I probably am.
I mean, this is the video game podcast where your argument is.
That is true. Your argument is invalid. That is true. How could I forget that? Yeah. Check us out on all your listening places, on your SoundClouds, your iTunes, your YouTubes, your Twitches. We are your Saltier podcast. Make sure Saltier podcast. If you type in Saltier on YouTube, you do get kind of some other stuff. But basically, if you Google Saltier and it's a video game podcast, that is us. We're the only one like that. Joining us this evening, as usual, we have the lovely Sage Bell. Hello there, Sage.
Hello.
And joining us in an extra special manner, he's been on the show before, friend of the show, MrKrispyPant. What's up?
What's up, everybody? What's up?
What's up, Sammy? Thanks for the engagement there. We call that engagement in the biz. Thank you for that engagement.
In the biz.
In the biz, yeah.
Biz.
That's a business term there, engagement. So I guess I'm emceeing this in Louder Brown's absence. He's usually our default MC because he has the gift of gab, and he makes it sound good. He makes the copy sound good because he's good at talking. Yeah. I guess I'll start off with me. This week, like I said, it's good to see all of you. I actually wrote some notes. Yes. This week I beat the current main story quest in Final Fantasy 14. So I've beaten the game up until this point.
Okay.
Expansion comes out. Early access begins on Friday. Servers will be shut down all day Thursday. They'll come back up Friday. And if you have early access, you can start playing, and then everyone else can join, I believe, the following Tuesday or Wednesday. So I know what I'll be doing this weekend because I am flagged for the new content, and the story's so good. It's so good, Sage Bell. It's so good.
My trial ran out.
Your trial ran out?
Yeah, you didn't join me on my last day of trial.
Oh. So you're not feeling a sub? No sub for you?
I honestly don't understand how to play the game. I've never played an MMO, and so I'm like honestly lost the entire time.
Oh, okay.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way.
So for me, playing that game was so confusing.
Okay.
Because you weren't you were guiding me the first day, so that was fine, and then nobody was there. I was like, I can't.
Oh, see,
I don't know.
That I didn't know, Sage Bell. You and my fiance are in the same boat. This is her first Final Fantasy and her first MMO, so it could be quite a lot to wrap your head around. Okay,
I've also never played Final Fantasy.
Okay, yeah, there's a whole lot going on, but the Final Fantasy games are usually separate. There's common themes in music and characters and monsters that show up, but if you've never played one, it doesn't penalize you, for jumping into any of them because they're all their own separate thing.
Yeah.
So, but still though, there's a lot of in jokes and stuff, and if you get what it is, it adds to that enjoyment. But we can get to that. I did not know that, Sage Bell. Okay. Yeah, and we'll try to work on your sub too. So yeah, I beat the current MSQ. I would be playing Battlefield 2042, except that game is a dumpster fire from the beginning.
I was about to say.
If you got words for that, MrKrispyPant, definitely bring it up when we get to you. I would be playing that game. But here's an example. So close your eyes and picture all the bugs and glitches that you could picture in your typical first-person shooter, and we've covered a few of them here on the channel. Just a bad shaky launch. If you followed Battlefield at all at any point since its inception, their launches have always been shaky from the very first Battlefield 1942 all the way up until this one. Their launches are always shaky. Usually they end up pulling it out of the fire. But by the time it's all over with and you get a pretty enjoyable game, but they've just been getting progressively worse and worse the last I don't know, 5-6 iterations. I think they really peaked with Bad Company 2, and that was a horrible launch, but the game was so good nobody cared, and everybody just loved it and played through it, and then it got better. And then to me, I think the whole series peaked at like Bad Company 2, if you ask me. But just to point this out, I saw this, what I was thinking about this earlier today, and then I saw this and I wrote it down because I had to mention it in the podcast. There's more people playing Farming Simulator 22 on Steam than there is people playing Battlefield 2042.
Good.
I'll repeat that. There's more people playing Farming Simulator than there are playing the brand new Battlefield game. But still, though, that's a pretty big fall off, though. Like, that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be. And I'm not dunking on Farming Simulator because I do play those from time to time. I do like the simulator games. I got the truck driving simulator games. I love those too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not dunking on those, but that shouldn't be. There's no way. There's no way a Battlefield game. There's just no way. So that should just tell you the state. And I'm also pretty happy because it looks like players are not throwing their money at this and then complaining after the fact. So it looks good that people are complaining and they're speaking with their wallets. And if you've been following the show, that's kind of big. We kind of talk about that a lot on here. So speak with your wallets in a capitalistic society if you want some changes in the products that they offer you. I installed Halo Infinite Multiplayer. It's right next to Psychonauts 2, which I installed like 3 months ago when it came out. And I haven't played it yet, just like Psychonauts 2. The new Stellaris Aquatics DLC expansion or whatever dropped. And that's pretty interesting. There's some really... not broken where it disrupts the game or causes crashes or issues, but just like they get really ambitious with their new things that they like to put in the game, and sometimes it's a little overzealous. So these really cool things that you could do with your empire sound really cool, and they are really cool, but they're horribly broken. But like in like the best way. So everybody jams on there at the beginning of a new expansion or a new patch and just like has fun with all this stuff before they nerf it down a little bit. And I played a multiplayer game of that with a friend, and rule of thumb, for those who have played Stellaris, for those who always hear me go on about it here on the channel, for those that just see it in passing or hear about it in passing, if you ever do decide to play that game, general rule of thumb, and you can ask anyone who plays it, do not start a game of Stellaris after 10 p.m. unless you're fine with not going to sleep until at least 1 p.m. because you're going to put in 3 hours. It's just going to happen. So don't start a game of Stellaris after 10 p.m. if you're not comfortable with the idea of the earliest you're going to check out is 1 a.m. Yeah, that's all I had for this week as my little update. Sage Bell, what you got going on?
Well, as I sort of stated, I played some Final Fantasy, and I openly stated that I needed my handheld throughout most of it.
and I can definitely help you out with that. As far as your sub, you can't pay with PayPal, but you can pay with Krista, which is like their little store money or whatever that nobody really uses. I don't know, but you can pay for Krista with your PayPal and then use Krista to buy your sub. So like between all that, we'll figure it out or something for you.
My PayPal's linked to one account, and I think my account's linked to another. It gets very confusing.
Yes. So Final Fantasy, but we will get back to that.
So just need my handheld that entire time. I guess we did play Crab Game. So Stotts introduced us to a free-to-play game on Steam. It's basically Squid Games, but it's called Crab Games. You're all the same character, and you have to go through like just different really fucked up levels. It's kind of great and kind of stupid. And Hot Riku Girl 16 won every round except for like maybe 1 or 2.
That's why he introduced you guys to it, so it could be the ringer. So you can just dunk on you guys until you figure the game out.
I won a couple of rounds, and then our buddy Chu did not win any.
But did they have fun though?
Yes.
See, that's what really counts. That's the real treasure.
You can punch your friends, which really, you can sabotage people. I would sabotage myself. I'm like, I don't know what to do, and they're both like, I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen, and I was like, do just die immediately.
Well, alrighty.
I believe that's really Dead by Daylight, whatever.
The usual. Alrighty, well, to our guest, MrKrispyPant, what's been up, man? First of all, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. I had some alright food. No shots at anybody that I had Friendsgiving with, but I had some pretty good food. Family, the whole nine. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Nice. Oh, Sage Bell, I didn't ask you. How'd your Thanksgiving go?
Oh yeah, I guess that happened.
I saw your pictures.
Did I post pictures?
Yeah, I think you posted a couple.
Oh, I guess It was delicious. I also got a little too high and like couldn't do anything for 4 hours.
And I missed it.
Like too much.
I would have loved to see that.
No, it was like I stared at my plate of food for 4 hours and ate very slowly because I did not want to get motion sick.
Oh,
wow,
no. Motion sick. You guys on a boat?
No, we took shots of the liquid version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I can only handle like 5 milligrams, not 15, which is probably what's in the liquid.
Oh, damn.
I was just like, oh, I messed up.
So you got a little bit too much fun.
Yeah, I was very focused on not laughing at anybody because then I felt like my heartbeat was over here instead of here, and I was like, I'm gonna die.
See, that sounds like a good time. You see why I'm sad I missed that.
You would have felt bad for me. Don't worry.
Yeah, I would have held your hair for you.
I didn't. I'm very good at focusing and not puking. I've only puked around everybody that one time in Urban Bitter during PAX.
Wait, yeah.
You puked in public at PAX? Why am I just hearing into this story now?
You were there, right?
I was there.
Oh,
I saw it all go down.
Oh,
I just disappeared. At some point, I text the group chat. I'm like, have I been gone a long time?
I did not know this.
That was an interesting night.
Oh, man. It sounds like it.
That was a while ago.
That was a long time ago.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
It was a good at least 3 or 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
About 4.
At this point.
About 4 years ago,
yeah. I think
it's weird like when you see that happen to other people and you're like, oh, that poor person, and like, oh, that sucks and stuff like that, and then it's you and you're like, oh god, like, oh shit, it's me. Yeah, because I have been that person, so like it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, my Thanksgiving was pretty good. It's pretty good. I had no complaints. I said turkey. I had salmon this year, so
ooh,
perfect.
That's interesting. Turkey. That's interesting that you bring that up because I've been noticing lately, especially with us, we'll have turkey and stuff, but there's always like one non-traditional Thanksgiving food that we always have. So the last 2 years, as a joke, we kind of like threw out lobster, and the kids were like, "Yeah, that sounds good. Let's have that." So we're like, "Okay, I guess we're having lobster." So the last 2 years, we've had turkey, and then we've also made lobster tails. So lobster tail is like our new also Thanksgiving food.
Nice.
That's great.
I made dairy free, so I found vegan cream cheese, but I made salmon dip, and then I made charred onion dip, and I made guac. I bet it was all very good.
Because all that vegan stuff, people can rag on it all they want, but have you eaten it? Like
it's
a lot
of
it's
good.
A lot of it's good. Like vegan cream cheese sounds good.
If you mix it right, vegan cream cheese on its own is kind of weird, but like you're adding all the extra things to it, like with the caramelized onions and like Worcestershire sauce, salt, dill with the salmon. It's just smoked salmon in there with salt and dill.
Sounds good.
Not really a lot in that.
That sounds really good, actually.
It's really good. It's good.
Well, cool. What you been playing? You get the chance to play anything over the weekend, or what you been playing lately?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. I've been playing Back 4 Blood a lot.
Okay.
Like the people that made Left 4 Dead. They made another game, Back 4 Blood. Pretty much the same concept. Get from point A to point B, safe houses.
Are they still called Turtle Rock? Is it still Turtle Rock?
Yeah. They're still called Turtle Rock. Yeah. So that's always fun to play with friends. With randos, I'm not too sure, but with friends, it's always fun.
Just like Left 4 Dead.
Exactly. And
sometimes you find those people that are really awesome, and they end up being your Steam friends for like 10 years, and then the rest is like just trash people. You're just like, what do you even do? What game are you playing, buddy?
One person runs through all the hazards, activates everything, runs to the end. I'm sure by myself, like, bro.
Yeah. No? It's a 4-player game, man. I picked you up like 3 times. Like, come on, man.
Right? Like, can you help me? I've been playing that, and so that's always been fun. Halo Infinite. I just got done playing Halo Infinite. That's why I'm 5 minutes late. I was in the middle
doing research for the podcast. Doing research.
Of course, research. I was in a capture the flag match, so I was just like, "Can we hurry up? Can we win? Oh, overtime. I'm leaving." I just like left. But I've been playing that quite a bit. I enjoy Halo Infinite. I just have things to say about it, like the progression system. Don't like.
I hear that's broken, and I hear they're gonna address that. Yeah.
And whole no picking what you like to play thing is kind of annoying. It's like constantly a fiesta of just random game types. You can't pick Slayer. You can't pick Capture the Flag if you want to.
Okay.
It's just random. So that's kind of my only gripes about it. I've been playing that plus Rocket League a lot. I always play Rocket League though. That's like a weekly, daily thing for me.
Nice.
So yeah, just trying to get better. Even though I'm still trash. I feel like everybody's trash at Rocket League. Even if they're
that's
good.
the whole point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if they're good, they're still trash.
Yeah,
like
pretty much how it goes.
Someone does a backflip off the wall, upside down, flips, and it's like, oh, you missed, you suck, dude.
Yeah,
you play this game for 5 hours, you suck, bro.
Yeah, that's also how you can tell the twinks and stuff, because there'll be like a level whatever, like super lowbie, and they're like dunking on everybody, and you're like, okay, you played this before. You could tell.
Exactly.
You can tell you played this before, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. So pretty much is like, what else have I been playing? Oh, New World. I played New World for quite a bit. It's dead.
Yes.
But there's a reason for that. It's super dead right now. But when I did play, I had a good time. It was all right. But I uninstalled to make room for Halo, so that tells you anything.
You know what? I'm kind of glad. I'm very happy actually to see that there's a new Halo out, and in general, people tend to think it's pretty good. I think that's something that's, even if you're not a fan of it, even if you don't play shooters, it's good to see some competition in the marketplace. It's good to see like some quote unquote normalcy back, because Halo's been like a staple since like 2000 or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's been the FPS.
Yeah, so to like see that back and it's actually being held in pretty good regard, that's good to see. That's like, it's comforting. It's like apple pie. It's like mom's cooking or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's also weird to see like older people play Halo, like like the LAN cable parties back in the day. You used to have all your friends in the house, and then like the new players are all talking about they should have a battle royale in Halo. I was like, no.
You know what? They actually might though.
I know.
Eventually,
I know.
But if done right, it could be pretty cool in Halo. Like if you add like Halo-ish stuff to it, or like,
I mean, I guess, but like I'm going off of what I know, which is the trash game I've talked about here, Call of Duty Warzone. I'm going off of that, because look what happened to them. So I don't know. I think it could either be a good thing or it could be a death sentence to Halo.
I say do that, but not at the expense of all the things that you should fix in the current version of it.
Okay.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, so like don't take people away from the things that you're trying to fix or the things that people want to do a battle royale.
Yeah.
People are like, hey, fix the progression. Battle royale?
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's really all I've been playing this whole week. So
okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So, what's up, Seijo?
My time with Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Excuse me?
I have that game. I've seen it a lot. I've never played it though. So is it fun?
Again, Stots will destroy us all. So it's basically a create your own platformer where you can also like destroy yourself or your friends.
Okay.
So you want to get from point A to point B, and you get your option of like helpful and unhelpful platform items that you can add to this like 2D like graph. It's like a graph.
I gotcha. It sounds like Battle Block Theater. The people that do Castle Crashers and stuff. There's a game like that where you can build stages and then run through it with your friends and mess each other up.
Yeah, that game was it was really fun for a while, and then I just lost every single round.
Nice.
I think it was like 20 rounds of losses left. Like, all right, you win. I got one win in right at the end. We're done.
There you go. Yeah. You're like, I'm gonna quit a while. I'm ahead. While I'm 1-19, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Well, cool. Let's see. So these ones are going to be quick. I'm trying to save the negativity for things that actually need the negativity, but this is something I thought I would trumpet right here. I know there's a lot of fans of this company. There's a lot of fans of the games that they make. There's a lot of fans of this particular game and series. But Dragon Age senior creative director has left BioWare. He's been there since 1998. He left for a little bit to go work on Ensemble, and he worked on Halo Wars. Matt Goldman. He came back to BioWare in 2017, and Dragon Age 4 is kind of a big deal. It's one of their more popular, newer franchises, and I say newer because everybody kind of considers like classic BioWare to be from that, like late 90s to like the end of the Mass Effect trilogy. Yeah. And the first Dragon Age came out right around Mass Effect 2 or so. So Dragon Age is kind of a newer BioWare one, even though this would be the fourth one. But this is kind of a big deal because BioWare for themselves, they kind of need a dub. They kind of need a W. Their last game was Anthem. And their last full game, which wasn't just disappeared, was Mass Effect Andromeda.
How about to say,
So if anyone's kind of in need of like a W to get back to their glory days, It's definitely BioWare. They have had the Old Republic, which is the Star Wars MMO that's pretty much been holding them up. If it weren't for that game, I think BioWare might have folded a long time ago because that game is still very popular and people still do spend a good amount of money on it. I had a good time with that game, but it's kind of hard to go back to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's up there. It's like my top 3 MMOs I've probably played. So just a shout out. I didn't really know too much about the guy. He has worked there a long time. He worked on some of their classic bangers like Jade Dragon and what was the other game that they mentioned here? He worked on Jade Dragon and he worked on Baldur's Gate, which is a Hall of Fame video game.
It is.
So yeah. So if you were a fan of the Dragon Age series, if you're a fan of BioWare, just keep this story here in mind. So what say you guys? What's you guys' history with BioWare? Was this a game you were looking forward to? Have you played the other ones? Are you fans of the other games or not? Like, how does this affect you guys?
I would say Dragon Age. I'm not really too like big into Dragon Age. I never really played that much because, like you said, they came around the same time as like Mass Effect 2. And I was a Mass Effect guy. I played the first one, second one, third one. There no problems. I never played Andromeda because I knew better. But yeah, I mean, it's cool for me that they're coming out with a 4th one, but I wasn't really too deep into the lore to begin with. So like, if it comes out, cool. If it doesn't come out, I'm like, oh, it was coming out? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Really liked the first game. I never got to finish it because I went through a breakup, and then I got to play it again on a different boyfriend's console, and then I went through a breakup. So I've never actually completed the game, but I own it now, and I have the save data from my original game.
It sounds like maybe you shouldn't play it.
Yeah, I was saying.
I own 3 of them. I've not played the others.
Maybe you shouldn't play it. I think you should skip that one and go right to the second one. That first one sounds like a jinx or something.
But I just wanted to hear Tim Curry's voice.
I was let down in that game because remember the rumor back when the first one came out how there was going to be a little hint in that game that the planet that took place on was actually a planet in the Mass Effect universe that like wasn't discovered yet or something like that.
Yeah.
So I remember playing that game thinking like, is there going to be a little hint to it? And I was Googling it and people had finished it. People were completionists and they're like, no, there's nothing. But there was armor from that game in Mass Effect 3 or something I think you could get. Oh. So it went the other way around. And it was more like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. But I remember that game because at the time you had Mass Effect 2, which was out or right around the corner. You had Skyrim, which had just come out and was blowing up, and it just got released for the first time. Fancy that, Skyrim. The first release of Skyrim. What the hell? And then you had this game, and I remember getting it, and I'm like, okay, they didn't let me down with Mass Effect. I played Jade Dragon and all that shit. It's all tight. The Old Republic's awesome, too. And I remember not being that impressed. And also, I remember at the time, I had a Toshiba gaming laptop, and this thing was awesome 90% of the time. It would play any game awesomely. 1080p, full setting, 60F. It was great. But like there was like 10% of games randomly that it just did not like and it just would not play it. And Dragon Age was one of them. So I remember being a little bit bummed out about that. So it ran like garbage on my PC. And I remember playing it thinking I'd find like a Mass Effect Easter egg, but turns out there wasn't one in the game. So I was like, I'll play Skyrim or I'll play Mass Effect. So that's my history with Dragon Age. And the other ones came out, they looked interesting, but they never quite grabbed me because I always figured there's like other games in the genre. Like I don't want to start like a whole new lore. You know, I could play Divinity or something like this if I was going to start something like that. So I think Diablo 3 was out around that time too. So there was enough choices.
Yeah.
Diablo 3 came out a little bit later because I remember playing that obsessively. And I know where I was in the relationship timeline when I played that. Who I played it obsessively with.
You go by boyfriend timelines.
Yeah. I mean, basically.
Nice. All right. What we got next? I actually got to look. Speaking of BioWare, kind of kept this one related. Amazon is nearing a deal, and we've been saying this for years. Amazon has been nearing a deal to make a Mass Effect TV series. And this is something that's been kind of batted around for a while, but we're seeing Amazon starting to like hone in on it. And this could be a good thing. It just because they have a pretty good track record, you know.
Yeah, their Prime shows are pretty good. The fantasy or whatever you want to call them genre.
Yeah. I heard Wheel of Time's pretty good, and I heard what are some other ones on there? I just had one. The Boys. I hear that's excellent.
Was it Hunters or something like that?
Hunters,
yeah, that one's great.
That was great. I love that show.
Yeah. So I'm hoping But my only concern is what Mass Effect are they basing this off of? Is this going to be like an idealized version of Mass Effect that's based off of all of Mass Effect? Is this going to be something that's based off the original trilogy? Is this going to be like a continuation or something that's based off of Andromeda, which would be, don't do that, please.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that, please. Let's just forget that happened. That's an alternate timeline Mass Effect somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I thought I'd throw this out there. Those are my concerns with it. Cautiously optimistic is how I'm going into it.
I was say, yeah, that's a fair call out.
I'm gonna keep my expectations low, and if it's decent and it's above that, then I'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll also throw out Invincible was a pretty good adaptation of something.
Oh, Invincible was great.
Yeah, so they did a pretty good job with that too.
Yeah.
So Amazon, we are looking forward to it because Netflix, we're kind of questioning you.
Yes. Okay, I'm getting an update. London says Amazon's Wheel of Time is a mediocre panderfest with Leprechaun 2 level special effects. Thank you, London. We'll make this one real quick because I don't think we touched on this. Did we ever talk about the Video Game Awards nominees?
No, I think we just kind of skipped right on past it.
I think you might have brought it up. Yeah, they released their list of nominees last week. I think it was right before Thanksgiving, or maybe the week before. So I was taking a look at their list, and I don't really take too much stock in award shows. 1990 was my wake up call, because as you all recall, does anybody here remember Digital Underground? Remember the Humpty Dance and all those songs?
Yeah.
Yes. So they came out in 1990. Oh, thank you there. They came out in 1990. And I was watching the VMAs, and Candyman. You remember that song "Knockin' Boots"?
Mm-hmm.
That's like he won Best New Rap Artist over Digital Underground, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm done. I'm done with award shows. Okay, like they're just for fun or they're a popularity contest. Okay, I get it. But this one was interesting because if you take a look at the list here, London, if you want to scroll down there, get rid of them cookies there. If you take a look at the games, I mean, sure, some of these are good. Are pretty good, but Deathloop for Game of the Year?
No,
that's
a definite no for me, dog.
I heard It Takes Two is good. Okay, maybe Metroid Dread.
Oh, that is a cute game.
I heard Metroid Dread wasn't great either. I heard it was okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's a Metroid game. Game of the Year though. Psychonauts 2 I haven't played yet, but I could see that normally getting nominated. It's like a sleeper one, but not really winning. Ratchet and Clank. For Game of the Year?
Which one is this again? It's like 12?
This is 19. I actually counted it. One day I was being goofy and say, oh, Ratchet and Clank 19, but I actually went and looked on Wikipedia, and including the spin-offs, the PSPs, and stuff like that, this is Ratchet and Clank number 19.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Ratchet and Clank, you could beat that game in like 9 hours, I heard. Like what? And then, okay, I haven't played Resident Evil Village. I heard it's pretty good, but Game of the Year?
That sounds about right, though.
So besides like Psychonauts and Resident Evil,
It Takes Two was a really cute game,
and maybe
it was a great cooperative game.
But Metroid, Ratchet and Clank, and Death.
Metroid Dread just came out like 2 months ago. How's it already running for a game?
How does it qualify?
It happened in the middle of the year. What do you mean?
And also, here's the thing too: Forza 5 just came out. It's the highest rated game this year, and it's not on this list. So you're talking about a game that just came out that's on this list. Then there's a game that just came out that should be on this list, and it's not. Forza 5's not on here.
Yeah.
So.
But didn't Forza come out in November?
It technically would have counted for this. It came out in time to be part of this.
So and Deathloop, I've known zero people that played Deathloop.
Only thing I know about Deathloop is you could play it kind of PvP because one person in the game there's a person that's stalking your main character.
Yeah.
And then another person can actually play that character. So I hear that's what it is. The only thing I know about it is it has that feature to it. And also they tried to sell the collector's edition with a do-rag. And tried and called it a pirate cap so it wouldn't be racist.
No, they did not.
Yeah, you didn't see that? Yeah.
No.
So the protagonist of the game is an African American person or a black person, or I'm not sure what their nationality or whatever. But it's a black person. And one of the accessories they give you in the collector's edition is a do-rag.
Wow.
Yeah, but it says pirate cap, though. But everybody knows it's a do-rag.
Wow, that's crazy.
So those are the two things I know about it.
So clearly they didn't have any people of color on their team.
Well, it's Ubisoft, so they're French Canadian. So no,
Yeah.
I'd probably say no. The only one they had was one they
say.
probably had was Aisha Tyler, and she hasn't been there in a while.
I was like, they wear their do-rags ironically in Canada.
You know what's funny? I was actually talking to a neighbor of mine outside, and we talk about all kind of silly, stupid stuff all day. But he asked me like straight up, he was like, I hear this all my life, but I never really asked him. I just thought about it now, and I feel safe asking you. He's like, is the word do-rag racist? Because the way it's always the way it's always shown and stuff, I'm always like, no, I'm not gonna say that. But he asked me, and I was like, I don't know, like I maybe, and we looked it up, and on dictionary.com, on Merriam-Webster.com, it describes what it is, and then the example sentence they give is, the coach let his star player not speak to the media and let them wear a do-rag and saggy pants. That's literally the example in the Merriam-Webster dictionary for do-rag. So we both read that out loud. We were like, yes, it's racist.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
That's really bad, but nobody talks about it.
And saggy pants?
Yeah.
Why?
The word, the term?
Yeah, hold on. I'll look it up. It's pretty bad.
That's super bad.
Yeah.
They try to give it to us in a game too?
Yes.
You go down to Sally's to get one for like $2.
Yes.
Why would they?
Yeah, but they called it a pirate cap.
I would say smart, but that's the stupidest thing I think I've heard from Ubisoft.
Let's see.
Besides some of their dialogue from their Assassin's Creed.
Here it is. Merriam-Webster, do-rag. Let's see. Definition of do-rag: informal. He requires 11 of his players to wear suits after games while allowing his star to don baggy jeans, oversized designer t-shirts, and do-rags.
What the?
That is literally the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition, or that's the example they give. That's the informal use of it.
Wow.
So yes, the do-rags are racist.
Yeah, now I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they included that in that game, I was like, oof.
That's pretty bad.
They didn't have one person over there to tell them. They didn't Google it, obviously.
No, he was there. He just didn't want to say anything. He's like, I want y'all to do this.
Yeah, I'll just send you the link to it.
Yeah.
You tell me if it's racist or not.
He's like, if I don't say anything, I'll get a bonus.
Right. Yeah. Or just watch them burn. Just like, y'all gonna get a strike for this one. I'm not gonna get involved with it.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna catch it somewhere, and you guys are gonna fry for that. It wasn't directly my job to catch it, but I could have, but I'm not, because I want you to dangle for a minute.
Yeah, right.
Yep. So this sounds like a good place to take our break. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is the Saltier Podcast, where your argument is invalid. Oh, my bad. You're gonna say it, Pedro?
You said it anyway.
I said it. Okay. We're proudly sponsored by Voodoo Ranger, B Corp certified, employee owned, and all that good stuff. It's really difficult to be B Corp certified. It takes a lot of hoops and stuff to jump through, and you really have to actually want that as a company. So to see a company do that, and I'm taking it to mean like that means that they follow a certain set of guidelines as far as like taking care of employees and benefits and things of this nature. So it's pretty good to see that. Sage Bell was drinking the pumpkin spice there, the atomic pumpkin, which is their seasonal for the fall. Like everything's pumpkin spice in the fall. I am drinking New Belgium Mountain Time. If you haven't heard of Voodoo Ranger, their parent company is New Belgium Beer. So if you've heard of Fat Tire and things of this nature, that's them as well. So definitely check it out. Live rangerously, drink responsibly, and all that good stuff. Also check out our podcast on all the podcast places. If you search for Saltier, we're on iTunes, SoundCloud, what's the other ones I'm trying to think of? Google Podcast, whatever it's called now. Spotify. We are also on all the social medias. We're on the Twitters and the Facebooks and the Twitches and the YouTubes. Pretty much search for Saltier Podcast, and if it's about video games and it's Saltier Podcast, that's us. So go ahead and support. We're also on Steam. Forgot to plug that. We have Steam groups where we give away games. You can also just search for us on Steam. It's just Saltier Podcast. And that's about it. Are we done? Are we done chilling and paying the bills? Shout out to Keith the Boogie, who's sitting through this monologue that he's heard a billion times. What's up, Keith? So let's go on to the next one. This one, I had a guest for Thanksgiving, and he was playing a crypto, like little brawler fighting game with your characters, and they're based on NFTs and crypto. What's up with this one? Talking about Niantic and a crypto debit card company.
So Niantic is a Seattle local company. So they did the Pokemon Go.
Yes, which was quite a big deal. Yes.
And then they did like the Harry Potter one that half the people played. I
heard the Harry Potter one was just basically an asset flip. There was another game that was just like it, and they just changed some of the stuff, and it was the same game just with Harry Potter stuff.
I mean, yes, Harry Potter, Pokemon Go, and then the original one that I can't remember are all the same.
I know just when you're talking about something with crystals or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So oh, here it is in the article. If you've ever played Pokemon Go and thought, I wish this game let you earn a small amount of Bitcoins by engaging with internet finance memes and cryptocurrency debit card system, well, here you go. Fold AR is a new augmented reality game from Pokemon Go developer Niantic and the financial company Fold. You ever heard of the financial company Fold?
You just named about 9 points of failure right there. Do you want you want your crypto, Bitcoin, telephone, AR, VR, collected, like that's like 9 different things that can get hacked right there. Like no thanks. Right. Yeah, just to play a game. No thanks.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
It runs on the metaphor of mining Bitcoin. So instead of capturing cute monsters, the central mechanic involves finding cubes of binary code and tapping them like Minecraft blocks until they reveal a puzzle.
Lame.
So basically, you're like a Bitcoin machine, but they have you doing it.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys remember Fold at Home on your PS3? How you could like leave your PS3 on and it would like borrow processing power from your PS3 to like map the human genome or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember like PS3 and you can do it like on some other stuff. And there's been other things since then where you can leave your PC on and open up this program and they can borrow little bits of your processing power to help process stuff in the cloud, blah, blah, blah. That's what this sounds like, except you're farming Bitcoin manually for them. And then
yeah.
You get a small percentage of what they make.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me money. Now, here's a little bit of something. Here you go. Take it. Like, bro.
Congrats.
That's a fair question. Why would you name your startup company Fold? Like,
I folded. Yeah, I bet you did. You fold all the time, bro.
Yeah, you folded all the way to your offshore account with everybody's money, probably.
Right. Yeah, right.
So that doesn't sound sus at all.
Yeah, right. It doesn't sound sus. It sounds super fun.
Are you ready to like fall down an open manhole cover, or get hit by a bus, or find a dead body while you're mining for crypto? This is your game right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Make money, die fast.
I'm gonna say, do it while you're driving to work. Just look at your phone.
Yeah, people pulling over on the side of the freeway to capture their Bitcoins.
I have seen it.
Yep,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm still getting over that lady in Montana or somewhere. Montana, the big ass, giant ass state, or was it Wyoming or somewhere? She found a dead body while she was looking for Pokemon on Pokemon Go.
Wow, that's something.
Buy my new crypto. Oh, London's got some crypto. Everybody, look out for fuck you, I stole your money coin. There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, crypto and NFTs. That's all so fugazi to me. Like it's so built on so many layers of failure, and people are like, well, it's like a bank. Okay, Wikipedia, the tallest buildings in the United States, right? Half of them say Bank of something tower, something bank tower. You know why that is? So if there's a run on the bank and they need money, they can sell that skyscraper and pay you out. What the hell is crypto going to sell to pay you out when shit goes sideways? Nothing.
Yeah,
it's based on nothing. If there's a power outage in Cuba or something, it's gonna fuck everything up because who knows where those servers even are? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what? Like, no thanks. It's that's way too sus for me. Like, a bank I can see. Like, okay, there's the Bank of America building. Like, if there's some shit goes sideways, they can sell that shit and people get their money.
You feel it, you can see, you can touch it.
Yes, it is. It's money laundering 101. NFTs are just. Somebody's gonna get scammed big, and then people are gonna be like, oh, "I can't believe they were bad." Right.
They stole my money. What?
Yeah. It reminds me of that South Park when Jesus and the really old South Park from like season 1 or 2 when like Jesus shows up and like nobody knows who he is, and everybody's cool with Satan. Satan shows up, and then at the end, also Jesus and Satan were gonna fight, and then at the end, Satan throws the fight, and he bet on Jesus, so he takes everyone's money, and everyone's like. That guy Satan's a real jerk. Yeah, I can't believe Satan would do that to us. It's just, that's what this reminds me of. Yep,
that's hilarious.
So, Crypto. NFTs at your own risk. Yeah.
Almost related, but not quite.
What you got, Sage?
The government has suspended Tencent from updating or launching apps in China.
You know what? This is a huge deal right here because Tencent basically is an extension of the Chinese government. They have executives on their board that are just there to make sure that they stay within the guidelines. The Chinese government helped Tencent spread with their deals across the world, and now they're spread out and they're like almost in everything. And now the government was the last couple months ago, they fined a bunch of technology companies that they helped spread, that they have people on the board of who knew the decisions that they were making. They fined Tencent something like $2 billion or something like that. After Tencent had record profits, and now they're what is this? Temporary measure applies to. This is what's happening.
Temporary administrative guidance. I honestly didn't read through it enough to give you, so we're gonna have to read it right here on stream. Tencent said it has regular cooperation with relevant government agencies to ensure regulatory compliance remain functional and available for download.
Which is so goofy how they find them when they're standing right there telling you what to do. So they told you to do the thing and then they find you for it.
That's crazy. What?
I don't know, man. Like, and Tencent by default is the largest publisher in the world, like by far. It's not even close. So to see the largest game developer or the game publisher get slapped around like this as
it looks like there's a new law that came in effect. So Chinese government has restricted video game spaces noticeably, a limit of 3 hours per week of gaming for players under the age of 18.
Yep, I heard about
that. And then banned children under 16 from live streaming.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but I could. Okay, that's not what I'm 100% against. Okay, they have their reasons. I have children. It's fair. Yeah. I wouldn't feel bad about that being a law or whatever.
But you say you're 18 or over or under, you have to only play 3 hours of gaming.
Under 18. Under 18.
You say a week or a day?
A week.
A week.
A week?
Yeah.
A week.
And you can only play more than that on holidays.
What? That's so wild to me.
But fortunately, it's China and they have like a billion holidays. Like seriously, they have a billion holidays.
Oh, okay, well, that works out. But
they have a billion and one holidays.
That's crazy.
It is. So you're basically kneecapping one of your biggest money makers. And this is China. They own everything they own runs through the state. So all your power, all your construction. I would say construction and real estate, but that is in the shitter for people that have been following the news. That is a nightmare over there. That might bring them down just by itself.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it's bad. Yeah. So your video games, your military, video games are right up there with all that stuff, and they're like kneecapping them right now. So that's just like I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. So you're locking everyone down, but you're taking away their video games at the same time.
Yeah, so they can go absolutely crazy.
Yep. Yeah. So thank you, Sage Buffer. I had no idea that this had happened this week, and this is definitely something to keep an eye on because I definitely keep an eye on things over there because to say it's fascinating is an understatement. To say it's intriguing and stuff, and to know that there's regular people just like us over there, and knowing that they have to deal with that keeps me intrigued too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ignore your kids for more than 3 hours in a week.
This is gonna sound some kind of way, but it reminds me because like I grew up in a multicultural environment. There was African Americans, just regular white people, people from everywhere, all walks of life, right?
Yeah.
And I remember particularly the Asian kids, and this is the stereotype. It's a cliche, it's a trope, but it is true for a reason. They'd be the ones, had to practice like piano like 18 hours a day, like joking around and stuff. So this is like, to me, this is like the forceful Asian parent, except for like the whole country. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what this reminds me of. So yeah.
And just a soft final topic for us. A YouTuber has offered $10K to anyone who can make Breath of the Wild multiplayer.
Is it Mr. Beast?
No, it's Point Crow.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Neither do I.
You know what? Mr. Beast would have just done it himself, and then
he would have.
Yeah, he would have just done it himself, and then revealed at the end of the video that you can go get it for free or whatever. He would have just done that.
Exactly.
Breath of the Wild multiplayer.
Sounds like this person's a Kiwi, and that's where they. New Zealand, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? If this hasn't already been done, it'll be done quickly because somebody's going to do this anyway. So now they're like, "Oh, you're going to pay me to do it?" Okay.
Yeah, right. Somebody out there is already making a mod for multiplayer somewhere.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's got to exist. The thing that's going to be cool though is if they do come out with this and I play this on my Steam Deck. So can you imagine playing multiplayer Breath of the Wild on a little portable device?
Right.
That'd be pretty awesome.
It'll be a battle royale. Watch.
Yep.
They already have a Final Fantasy battle royale. So
do they?
It's like a mobile game.
Okay.
It's nothing too big.
Okay. Because I know they're revamping PvP for the expansion. So it's like, oh shit, is that what it is? Are they gonna add? No, they're not gonna do that. And if they did, it'd be like a little joke, like in game. It'd be like an area where you could do that, but the whole thing would just be a joke. Because they do that in that game. They like throw stuff in there, and it's like an actual function of the game or a thing you can do in the game. But the whole thing's a joke. Like even the characters are like, what are you doing? Like you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's good for them. Whoever makes this multiplayer for Breath of the Wild, so it could be a little less lonely. I just read that.
I'm trying to think, what would you even do in this game? Because a lot of it has to do with like you're pausing it while you're moving things around and doing things. Like I don't always like how does that functionality work in like
I imagine it's on just keyboard and mouse, and you had to be on crack, just like Fortnite levels of reflexes, just smacking your keyboard over and over and over again until you, I don't know, freeze time somehow.
I had to reban Fortnite over here, and I don't even want to sound like the uncool parent, but like and be the uncool parent. But that game, my kids play a lot of competitive games. They play a lot of games together. They play a lot of games against each other with strangers, and things of this nature. And yes, it gets heated. It gets a little toxic. It gets a little, people want to win and stuff. But something about that game, like they instantly like it's a real argument. It's a real fight. And also they both the younger kids. Well, my youngest, the youngest, I don't let him play online games with headphones on because I have no idea who he's talking to. He don't give a fuck. He'll just talk to anybody and say whatever. So when he plays, he has the speakers on so we can all hear who he's talking to and what they're talking about.
Yeah.
The other one, he recently broke his headphones, so he had to play without his headphones through the speakers too, right? And here's the thing about Fortnite, right? I'm not bagging on you if you're over 30 and you. yeah, that's 100% true. Or Halo multiplayer is almost
Halo pretty toxic
for the people just listening beyond but not watching. On our screen popped up. I had no idea how many people had fucked my mom until I played squads on Fortnite.
Yeah, and here's the thing on Fortnite, right? Okay, if you're over 30 years old and you play that game for anything more than just fun, and you're not really engaging, and you're not really, you're just doing your thing and you're just playing it and you're in and out, that's fine. I got no beef with you. If you're over 30 and you're playing that game seriously, like seriously, like trying to be competitive and you're like talking smack and like talking to the kids and stuff on there, I won't say that you need help, but you probably somebody needs to talk to you, just check in with you, just okay. Because that's the thing I noticed in the game. It's either super toxic, like 10-year-olds. Like I got on there the other day and I'm talking to my oldest son and he's sitting right by my youngest son. And I hear the conversation that my youngest son's having with some kid. And my youngest son, it's too toxic for him. And he's like, hey, man, like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't say that. And I'm like, who are you talking to, son? And then the little kid's like, who's that? Who's that?
Oh,
and I'm like,
voice.
And I'm like, Nunya. And he's like, well, who's that you're talking to? Like talking to my son. And I'm like, Nunya. And I deliberately turn and like not answer because I don't want to curse out somebody else's kid online. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, damn. So like the next day the kids wake up and I'm like, no Fortnite today. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear the fighting. I don't want to hear the people you're talking to. So it's either like a little 10-year-old kid cursing them out, or it's like somebody over 30.
Yeah.
Serious. Like, hey kids, like let's get in there and have some strategy. Okay, little Timmy, I want.
Yeah, right.
That's just weird to me. Like,
I'll go to the right and flank him from the top. Like, this dude's 10.
Yeah,
he knows the gun shoots bullets. Is all he knows.
Or he's better than you and he doesn't need your coaching. Like, why are you so into it? Like, it's weird to me. Like,
also they got Naruto in there. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like Naruto using the gun.
Dude, they have
someone down.
They have Batman in that game shooting guns. Like, the game's so stupid. Anyway, sorry. other adults that play that game. But yeah, that game is just. Like I said, if you're over 30 and you play just for fun and you're in and out and you do the little gestures and little the ping system to communicate, and maybe you hop on and say, okay, fine. But if you're into it and you're like talking up the kids, like I don't know. So yeah, that's all I got on that. Or how do we even get onto Fortnite? The Breath of the Wild Battle Royale. That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's how it happened.
Yep. So yeah, hopefully they leave voice chat out of it. And if you're over 30, just play that game for fun. I don't want to hear you talking on there. I don't want to hear you talking on there.
Unless you're chiming in to like make the kids be less toxic.
Even then it comes off weird because sometimes they talk and you can tell this person doesn't have kids, like they don't know how to talk to kids, or like if they're a parent, you can tell like how a parent would like if an adult said something to my kids, you can tell if that person has kids, just how they're talking to your kid. And a lot of times I get the vibe that the adults that play Fortnite and try to talk to the kids don't have kids. So it's kind of strange to hear them like policing and stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I just had one guy who was just like, this kid just kept being like, oh, you're trash, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, are you having a bad day? You shouldn't talk to people that way. It's not very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but you can just like going off like, are you a girl? You suck at gaming. And I'm like, I didn't chime in until after the guy said something. I'm like, and in fact, I was a girl, and yes, I do suck.
Yeah,
so don't like, gotta be rude.
Yeah, if anything past that is just if you're like hanging out with them and
that kid eventually apologized.
It's just weird. Well, good. He learned his lesson there. Yeah. So Fortnite Battle Royales, who needs them?
Right?
Who needs them? Ain't that right, Keith? Who needs them? I mean, I think that's it. Did we go through all of our topics? And did I ramble on long enough to fill in the gaps?
Well, that has been a Saltier podcast episode, whatever the episode is. Mm-hmm. My name is Sage Bell. I am the dynamic hunter here who hunts out different games and plays different ones every week. I usually stream Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific on my channel, which is at Sage Bell on Twitch. You'll also be on our Facebook, the Saltier Podcast Facebook. And I don't know what I'll be playing because I decide spur of the moment usually.
Okay. Well, we'll get you sorted out with your Final Fantasy, and then I'll help you out because I have another friend who's new to it too. So yeah.
And on to you.
Oh wait. We'll pass it off to our guest here. What's going on, MrKrispyPant? Are you still streaming? Where can they find you? What you playing?
I mean, I'm not even doing anything, so I don't know where you guys can find me. But playing Back 4 Blood on MrKrispyPant on Steam. Yeah, a lot.
Anytime I see him online, he's on there.
Yep. Halo Infinite, MrKrispyPant on Steam. Add me if you want to. Just want to get dunked on. That's pretty much it. That's all I'll be doing is playing games. So
well, nice. Well, thank you for joining us on here. It was good to see you on here, and I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving and ate some definitely. Okay food.
Yeah, right.
This is the Saverings ... Thank you all for joining us. Good to be seen. Good to see and hear from all of you. You can find me in the land of Eorzea. That's the world in which Final Fantasy 14 takes place. You can find me on the Steam group. And you can find me on all the places where you can find the podcast. So that's all the podcasty places, like literally all the podcasty places. So your Spotify's, your Googles, and your SoundClouds and your iTunes. We're all on there. We're also on your Facebooks. And we're also on your YouTubes and on your Twitch TVs and all that stuff. It's all under Saltier Podcast or some form of that. If it's Saltier and it's video games, that's us. I'd like to thank everyone. I'd like to thank Keith the Boogie for once again producing the 9,000th of these podcasts. I'd like to thank him. I'd like to thank everyone else. Shout out to Loudon Brown. We should have him back with us next week. And I think that's it. Did I leave everything else? Try new video games. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. And we're out. Hey.
Peace.